Good morning and welcome to our morning devotion. This morning, I want to share with you one of my most biggest blessings over this last year. One of the biggest blessings in my life has been the 11:30 prayer meeting time. The 11:30 prayer meeting time is something that happens every weekday here at St. Paul's. And if you haven't been involved in it, you are really missing out on an incredible blessing. And I encourage you to join. Anyone is welcome to join us any day at 11:30 a.m. Now, why has this been so special and so precious to my heart? I do every Monday at 11:30. And this time of coming together with other women and men who love God the same way that I love God is so encouraging. When we get together, we share from our hearts about what God has placed there. And sometimes that is prayers for our own children. Sometimes it's prayers for our community. Sometimes it's prayer for our leaders and for our government leaders. I always feel especially blessed when they pray specifically for us pastors. We need all the encouragement we can get right now, and we really do need and love your prayers. When we get together with each other, we fulfill what God put forth, what Jesus said in Matthew 18, verse 20. He says, "For wherever two or three are gathered together in my name, I am there among them." So often, when we are together and we begin to pray, I feel the presence of God with us. I feel that He is there and He's giving us those prayers to pray for you, to pray for our community. Sometimes we even pray for people in Ireland. We love to pray for people. It's not only about the prayers, it's about connecting with other people in our church, other people that love God and want to serve Him and want to have their hearts grown in their relationship with God. It's interesting how meeting with other believers grows that. Reminds me of the story found in First Kings. And I know that I've talked about this before, and this is one of my favorite topics that I love to talk about. It's the story of Elijah. Now, Elijah, he liked to isolate. Trust me, he thought that the best way to cure his problems was to run away from them. And he ran, and he ran, and he ran. He was afraid, and he isolated himself. So many of us tend to isolate ourselves when things are hard. Right now, we are in a isolation time. And though it may not be by our own choice, but rather by what needs to happen for our community, we still feel isolated. Elijah, in his isolation, when he went and climbed in the back of that cave, or when he fell down exhausted in front of a broom tree, Elijah felt that he was all alone. He felt that nobody else loved God the way that he did. Nobody else was experiencing this time of being alone the same way that he was. But I love how God comes to him. God comes to him and he shows him who he is. He shows him how big and how real and incredible he is. And then he reminds him that he will leave 7,000 other believers right in Israel with him. There are other people in your community who love God and want to seek Him the same way you do. I pray that you find a time to connect with other believers and to pray. We have a lot of prayers on our hearts for our youth and our church, for revival in our church, that we would all come to know God more, that we would thirst for Him, that we would hunger for more of God. I pray that over you this week. I pray that you are blessed, that you feel His presence every day. God bless you. Have a great day.